All right, so match day 8 of the World Cup qualifiers, and Nigeria are on the brink of elimination from qualifying to the World Cup next year in the USA, Mexico, and then also Canada. Why? Because they drew 1-0 against a very, 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 good South Africa side on match day 8 in South Africa. So Nigerians were hoping that they could have at least won that game so that they narrow that gap between themselves and South Africa to 3. Then hopefully they win their subsequent games, and perhaps South Africa find a way to lose their subsequent games, and then the Super Eagles will make it to the Mondial. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. It was a good game. The first half saw both teams score. Akon scored an own goal, and then later we saw Bassi also heading in the equalizer. But then that was how it stayed throughout the 90 minutes of the remaining game. And, Nigeria only picked up a point. And at this point, I know even the players know deep down that their chances of playing at the next World Cup is extremely, it's just tiny. So the last time Nigeria played at the World Cup was in 2018 when they played in Russia. They missed out on the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, and they are set to miss out on the next one. But then we are just trying to, highlight the fundamental problems of this Nigerian team. What do you think the problems are? Where is the problem emanating from? What is really wrong with them? Because in 8 games throughout the World Cup qualifiers, they've had 3 coaches coach this side. Is it because they are not really sticking to one philosophy or one system? Is it, the change of coaches? What is really wrong with Nigeria? And that's what we are coming to, talk about. You can also have your say, especially if you're a Nigerian fan. Yesterday, the Black Stars of Ghana booked a place in the world. No, they moved towards, World Cup qualification, but in Nigeria are moving away from World Cup qualification. That's it. And I have here Courage, who will be, we'll just be having a conversation about what's wrong with Nigeria. If it's spiritual as well, there's some, spiritualists here who think that it's spiritual. Maybe they've invoked, a bad spirit, and they need to do some 1 or 2 things. Babalawo will need to help them. I don't know. But do you think it's spiritual?
No, I don't think at all.
Oh, come on. But there's spirituality in football.
I don't quite believe that. But
you don't quite believe that. Have you played football?
Yes.
And you don't believe there's spirituality in football?
No, I've not come across that yet.
Wow. I've always grown up knowing that there's spirituality in football. But then that's just on the flip side. But what's wrong with Nigeria, Courage?
Nigeria, I don't know, because I think these are a crop of players that are capable of entering into every single team here in Africa, every single nation. Talk of players like Iwobi, Victor Osimhen, even Chukwueze, who plays from the bench. Noah Bali, even they are one of their locals. And then Desere, who is even with the Scottish Premier League. These are a crop of players. And then they have the African best player, the person of Ademola. So what's wrong? Is it coaching problem? Is it a Nigeria issue? I don't know. Maybe these are players who they're not playing as a team, to be honest, because you have certain Ndidi in your folds as well. So what else do you need?
Exactly.
Have Ola Aina, who is one of the best laterals in world football as we speak right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they're not gelling as a team. There's a lot of individual play, so that could probably be their issue. But then it's beyond that as well, because they've had 3 coaches playing in this particular World Cup qualifier, and it's not worked at all. So I don't know. I can't just pinpoint the exact point, but then I think it will be more of team cohesion and then telepathy between the players, because they all want to impress. Everyone wants to be the hero, but then that's not how football is played. Look at this opposition they played against South African team.
South Africa. But South Africa were better. Like you just admit.
8 local-based players. That's against 10 foreigners from Nigeria. Even the other player I don't consider as a foreigner in context. It's Bali. He's even a foreigner because he's tried outside Nigeria.
Exactly.
You see, so I don't know. These are world-class players on the African continent coming together to form a team, and then you are not able to win matches convincingly. You said something. Well, Ghana are moving closer. They are moving backwards. That's quite a disappointing moment if you are a Nigerian supporter or a citizen of Nigeria.
Exactly. So let's paint the picture for you to understand what is happening. So Nigeria entered into the game trailing South Africa 6 points, well, by 6 points, because South Africa are topping that group. And Nigeria needed a win to close the gap. Now, as we speak, South Africa are on 17 points with 2 more games to go. And if you look at the fixtures they are set to play, Zimbabwe, Lesotho, like, come on, it's just the easiest. I think Zimbabwe and Rwanda, these are the easiest games they could ever play, to make it to the World Cup. But then we are looking at the table now, and the table will be displayed for you to also see what is happening. And especially that's why we are trying to draw the Nigerians into this conversation, because we understand that they would always try to compare themselves to the Black Stars of Ghana.
Yes.
But at this point, it's not even comparable.
No.
Because with what the Black Stars are doing currently, Nigerians are doing otherwise. You are
Yes.
looking at what the Black Stars are doing. But looking at the table, let's look at the realistic chances of Nigeria qualifying. And is it mathematically still possible?
Yes.
It's possible in the sense that South Africa will have to lose their 2 games and Nigeria will have to win their 2 games. That's also not factoring other teams that will be playing. Benin, Rwanda.
That means Benin will also have to beat Lesotho.
Exactly, for them, which is exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Realistically, you think
it doesn't look possible, but then on paper it still looks possible.
it's still possible.
No.
But out of 100, what would you say the chances? Out of 100?
5%.
Oh, come on.
Because there's no way South Africa is going to succumb to a team like Rwanda or this team. Not Lesotho, because they're not playing Lesotho.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Oh, Charlie, but there are more Niger fans. Make we hear from you guys. Yeah, you figure say what they happen. Nigeria then actually bow out like they come them for World Cup qualifiers inside or what? Because it will be 8 whole years without playing at the World Cup. But Courage, what are you making of Nigerian football now?
I only say shambles because I watch their women's football. They are doing very well.
Yes, exactly.
And then in the local league, they just played the Waffle Zone B, which involves club football. Yeah. Bielsa Queens, Buta. Yeah. Their junior national teams. They've won the Waffle and then this thing. But then the senior nationals, the Super Eagles.
That's where the problem is.
Yes. But then I don't quite understand it because, as I mentioned earlier, you have almost all the
but okay, now let's also look at the players individually. Ademola Lookman, was he impressive?
Ademola Lookman, on a scale of 1 to 10, I rate him 3.5.
Oh Jesus! Come on, this guy is but this guy is not being fair. Like how do you have
1?
1?
Yes, but then the second half, I think he became lively from the 50th minute to 60th.
You are rating him 1 out of it.
Yes. There are 2.5 added on. It's because of how lively he became between the space of about 15 minutes, and then that was all again. He went off again. Hey, Ademola Lookman.
Do you really agree with this guy? Like 3.5. Like
Ademola Lookman is the current African best player. So what are you telling me? If an African best player and then you wear your white long sleeves and then on shirt and then you're not able to perform, you're able to carry your team along.
Alex Iwobi.
Oh, I think it's mature so much that he needs to carry this team along. He's the third in command in terms of captaincy. Yes, if Chris Ekon is not there, it's Ndidi. So if Ndidi is there, it's Alex Iwobi. And then a player who has grown, who grew at the European standard, European level, went to the rounds of Arsenal. He's now with Fulham. He went to Everton, and then now with Fulham, doing well with Fulham. He should go passing accuracy, perfect. That's one of the things I like about him. He does very, very good passes, but then beyond the passes, what is he able to do? Well, how is he able to handle his team? How is he able to carry along the whole entire squad at his back and then deliver magic? That's nothing to show for.
Interesting.
It will be as a disappointment because most often I know diaspora players are the best. Yeah. You talk of Ghana, one of the diaspora players in contest, Laisdana Jiku, champion. Yeah. We saw a certain Kofi Chire, champion.
Very good, yeah.
In Nigeria, it's never been like that. So
Lookman is one of them, isn't he?
Yes, Lookman. That's why I say it's never been like that. That's why you see player like Mikel Obi, legends like Mikel Obi, keep on there's this harsh word in my mind. I don't want to use that. Keep on bashing these diaspora players. Like when they feel rejected by the countries they desire to play, then they come back. Yes, because Ademola Lookman is one. Truth Ekon is one. But
Truth Ekon has
maybe
he's been good. He's not, maybe the qualifiers he picked up an injury and all that, but he's been good, hasn't he?
Yes, but then look at the homegrown or the typical Nigerians who went through the hustles in Abuja, Lagos, Lekki and stuff. For them, the hunger is there. Yeah, exactly. You see, so if you play like Bashir Humphrey and then Dele and then like Noah Bali, I they know he did wrong, so he did play make him see him.
See, if you're Nigerian, I would want us to also do this exercise. Okay, if you're Nigerian, let's just take the players individually, especially the reigning African Football of the Year, Ademola Lookman, and just in the comment session, let's hear or let me know your ratings for some of these players, especially Alex Iwobi, Ademola Lookman, Samuel Chukwueze when he came on, Cyril Dizes. There's no Osimhen, but they were even struggling when Osimhen was playing. So perhaps Osimhen wouldn't have been that savior, that we thought he would have been. But thanks so much to Courage And you know, the World Cup qualifiers will be rounded up in October.
One last word. South Africa have to play Zimbabwe.
No, come on, do it.
Who are the shipping boys?
Exactly. They are winning. They are going to. Bafana to the World Cup, Black Stars to the World Cup. But then Nigeria Jollof still, Charlie, we still have our issues about Nigeria Jollof. But then let's hear from you as our media channel. You can like, subscribe, and then also share the content. That's one thing we always want you to do. Let's grow the family. We are one big family. My name is Josiah. Thanks to Kari for being with me and to you. Bye.